It's Espi! Hello friends! So today we're going to learn about and make our very own pan flute. This instrument is very interesting. It's an ancient instrument. You can find records of it dating back to 300 AD from the ancient Inca and Mayan civilizations. They would have been mainly in South America and North America, but also in Greece. And there's even an ancient Greek god named Pan. There's other names for this instrument as well, including the rondador, antara, siku, and the syrinx. So today we're going to learn a little bit about how pan flutes are made, and then we're going to make some with some household materials. One of the ways that these used to be made was they would take bamboo, because it's hollow already, or giant cane stalks like for sugar, that's also hollow inside, or local reeds. And again, these are hollow naturally, so that means they don't have to bother carving out the inside to use them. And they would also use wood at times, and metal, ivory, and today we're going to be using plastic. So, first of all, right here I have some glass bottles, and I wanted to talk to you about the vibrations and how pan flutes work. It's kind of similar to when you blow into a bottle like so. Depending on the size of the bottle, you'll get a different pitch. So the bigger it is, the lower the pitch, the note that you hear. The smaller, the higher. And that's going to be how we figure out the length that we're going to use for each note in our pan pipes. So what you will need is some tape. I have Scotch tape. If you have electrical tape, it works really good too, or even duct tape. Popsicle sticks. You can use just 2 or you can use 4. You can either glue or tape them together like so. That will make them a little sturdier. You're going to need a pair of scissors, measuring tape or a ruler, and if you want to actually make a pan pipe that you can play lots of songs on, you're going to want a minimum of 8 drinking straws. These I'm recycling from all those smoothies I got. Now, there are 2 additional items you might need if an adult is doing this with you and you choose to do this. There's an extra step that would require a pair of pliers or something similar and a lighter. Now you can skip this step entirely, but if an adult is with you, you may use these items. However, it will still sound like a pan flute even without them. It just won't be as loud. So, first of all, a pan flute has a hollowed material, and it's usually sealed at the end. So that first step, if an adult is with you, is to take one of your 8 drinking straws, like so, and you're going to want 1 to 2 millimeters, a very small amount. You will pinch it down from the end. So it should look like this. Oops. It's sticking out, but just barely, just a tiny bit. And then you'll take your lighter, and it's only going to be needed for 2 seconds. Really quick. Okay? Blow it off, make sure it's sealed, and look, it is definitely sealed. All that does is it melts the plastic at the very end, and that will allow it to have a louder sound. The bigger the straws are, the better the sound quality as well. Now, if you don't have an adult with you, don't bother doing that step. Skip it, we'll move on. But the whole reason that we do that is because it amplifies the sound, just like a bottle does. So, glass bottles, let's see. Goodness. So glass bottles, they already make sound on the outside when you play them, but when you blow into them, they also make sound, and it's a lot louder and more resonant because they're sealed at the bottom. That's the same principle with the pan pipes. And again, you have to get your mouth in just the right position in order to get it to make the right sound. Example of how loud it can get. As opposed to just an empty straw. There's a big difference in volume. Okay, so whether or not you did that first step or not doesn't matter, because we can still continue on with the rest of the project. Now, if you did that first step, you're going to want to do it to all of your straws. You'll need a minimum of 8 straws. The next part is pretty simple. Basically, we're going to take our measuring tape and we're going to measure the length that we want these to be, and then we're going to cut them to that length. And I'm going to give you exact measurements using this here, and that way they will already be tuned to specific notes. So now moving on to one of the most important steps, which is cutting the straws to the right length so that you get the pitches you want. Now, I am making 10 different pitches. You don't actually have to have 10 whole straws to do that, because as you'll see, some of them are quite short and I've got lots of leftover straw. Now then, I'm going to let you know what notes I've tuned them to first, and then I'm going to give you the measurements for each one. Now, the reason I've tuned them this way is because I think it'd be super fun to learn how to play Darth Vader's theme song from Star Wars. Dun 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 dun. So I'm going to play these for you, and then I'm going to tell you their note names, okay? So this is going to be C sharp, D sharp, F natural, F sharp, G sharp, A natural, B natural, the higher C sharp, the higher D sharp, and the higher F natural. So we've got a little over an octave there. Okay, so I am going to make sure that you can see how long this is, and we're going to be using both inches and centimeters. Okay, so the first straw is pretty simple. should be able to see how many inches it is. Right up here, it is 6 whole inches, okay? The second straw, this is also pretty simple. It is 5 inches even, okay? The third straw, it's easier to say this with centimeters, okay? The third straw, oops, right there, is going to be 11.8 centimeters, and that means when you're looking at here on the centimeters, when you get all the way to 11, right after the 10, you're going to almost go to the 12 mark right here, but you're going to count 2 little dashes under, because 8 plus 2 equals 10, which would mean it would be the next one, and there's 10 of those little ones in there. Okay, the next one we're going to do, this one's a lot simpler. This one is an even 11 centimeters right there. Okay, fifth straw. This one is a little tricky because it's not quite 10 centimeters, it's under. It's 9.8 centimeters, or 3 14/16 of an inch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. Okay, number 6. It's also a little tricky. It's really close to the 9 mark, okay? Just one little dash over, 9.1 centimeters, also 3 10/16 of an inch. Next. Okay, next one. This one's pretty close as well, really close to the 8 mark, okay? It's going to be 8.1 centimeters, meaning just one little dash past the 8, okay? That's 3 3/16 of an inch. Next one, getting smaller. This one is close to the 7. It's going to be 7.2 centimeters. That's 2 little dashes past the 7. Okay, that's 2 13/16 of an inch. Okay, we've got 2 more. The second to last one here. This one is much more simple. It's 6.5. And you'll see right here, the longer line in between the 6 and the 7 is that halfway mark. Okay. And last but not least, this one's pretty simple. It is exactly 6 centimeters, or 2 5/16 of an inch. Alright, so it's going to take you a little while, and you might need to pause the video to make sure you get the right measurements. Because if you don't get them quite right, you're going to get different pictures. Okay? Once you've got that all done, you're going to want to line up all of your straws so that the tops are even. That'll be like so. So this is the side that you blow into, and this is the possibly sealed side on the bottom at an angle. Okay? You're going to want to line them all up so they're nice and even, and this is when your popsicle sticks will come into play, because you'll see that it's a little bit longer than all your pan pipes. Great. We're going to use them on each side. Now you could glue or tape your popsicle sticks together. I've taped them on the inside. I think I'll tape them on each end as well, just to make sure they're nice and sturdy, and that way it's easier to keep the straws in place. And this is going to go on each side of the panpipes, so we need to make sure that we get our straws in place. Now if you have duct tape instead of popsicle sticks or electrical tape, that's fine as well, but I do suggest putting something sturdy on top of it to make sure it keeps them from wiggling around as well, because you're going to want to put it here and then flip it and put it on the other side as well. So what you're going to want to do is take your tape and make sure you have nice long strips of tape, and you're going to very delicately line it up over all of your panpipes and press down, turn it over and do the same on the back as well. So it should look like that. Okay, now you could leave it like this. I personally like to have a little more stability, and that's why these come in. So these, you'll notice, overlap a little bit on each side, and that means you can put it like so, and once you have it lined up like that, you'll be able to tape the ends together as well. You could even put something in between as a stopper on each end if you like. Okay. And this way you have something to grab onto as well. So if this gets to be too time consuming or complicated, you may skip this step entirely. Okay, so you'll wrap it around the end like that, and you'll do it to both sides. You want it to be tight enough that you're not worried it's going to slide around all over the place, but not so tight that it crushes the straws. There we go. Ta-da! Now this slides a little bit. If you want it to be more secure, you can even tape it down onto that. But this way, you can grab onto your panpipes, and just like when you play a harmonica, you can move it around, like so. Ooh. Oh my goodness, playing too many notes at the same time. It's going to take a little bit of time to practice this, but after you do, you should be able to play your very own song. So tell you what I'll do is I will try and learn Darth Vader's song on here and record it just for you, put it at the end of the video. Alright, bye guys! So I've numbered this so that you can actually play the beginning of Darth Vader's theme song. You'll see here is the first one, the third straw. There's a 2 on the biggest straw. There's a 3 on the 5th straw. A 4 on the 7th straw. And a 5 on the 8th straw. And it'll go 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 4, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 4, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So that's how you'd play it. And now I'm going to try it. Here we go. Let's see if I can do it. Close. Phew, got it.